Okay, we're gonna try this. Hi Judy. First of all, regardless of what you're using, if you're gonna use a canvas or a board, I like the boards lightly because it's just something different. But if they're gonna use a canvas, I just have them paint the whole back of the canvas, whatever color they want. And then once that dries, if it's a painting that I can make stencils for, I do. And because it just alleviates some stress for them, and then they can just focus on the painting. So I'll give them chalk, so they'll just trace this with chalk, and then they'll set little Miss Flamingo in here like that, and trace her with the chalk. The nice thing with the chalk is that if they don't paint over it, they can just wipe it off with a wet paper towel. I always tell them to don't overthink it, relax, and have fun with it. And I always try to do it in steps too, where they don't have to clean their brush out too much, if that's possible. So with this one, I have this really simple paint palette. It's just white, red, yellow, and black. And we're just gonna, I always tell them, I like to mix my colors right on the canvas or the board. So I just load it with the white, and I'm just gonna do his beak first because it's white. The wood is kind of a pain because you're working between cracks, unlike a canvas, but I still like painting on it because it's just something different. So, got that painted. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of reload it with the white and dip into my red and the yellow. And then dip into some more white. And then I just start, doing brush strokes. And filling in the whole flamingo. And I just kind of mix, mix as I go. Depends if you want it more of an orangey color. But you understand all that stuff. I always try to go a little bit darker at the bottom. Take it to the edges. I try to cover up the chalk as I go, but like I said, it's not a big deal because you can just take a paper towel and get rid of that when it's all dry. Hopefully this works, and hopefully I can send it to you because it's actually easier for me to do it and explain it as I go over trying to write it down. Hi Max, you're full of snow. I hope it's warm there. It's snowing here. And I just kind of tilt my brush up too to kind of give it a wispy look. Doesn't always flow as easy on the wood, but I try to make it as simple as possible though, and not get into too much detail for people so it doesn't freak them out. Because a lot of people that come to these have never even picked up a paintbrush, so I don't want to make it stressful for them. I definitely want it darker down here too, just because so the highlights of the glass will show up. This one is actually, I think, going to be an easy one. I haven't done this class yet, so I never know until I actually do it. I don't know if you guys have Michaels out there, but that's where I get my canvases. I can usually get a 5-pack for $10 or 12. Sometimes it's 12. I only buy them when they're on sale. And they're the cheapest place that I've found. I try to put a few more highlights more at the top. Like, I try to, well, sometimes I water my brush a little bit, especially for the wood, because it doesn't flow quite as easy. Go back in with some red to kind of give it some feathery looks. You can even switch to a smaller brush too. I usually give them 2 or 3 brushes. I've kind of switched to giving them just 2 though, because it's less to wash at the end. But you can kind of go back in and add your little tail wisps. And I just kind of just keep pulling different colors right from my palette. Try to find a happy medium, because some people are fast and some are slow, so try to stay a little bit ahead of everybody. I know you're a perfectionist like I am, and that's one thing nice about these classes. I've learned that I can just not be. Because I don't want it to be perfect, and I don't want them to stress, so I want them to try to just do it quickly, and that's what I try to do too. I use my perfectionist for my own stuff, but it actually has been a good lesson for me. It's loosened me up. I wished I could come there and just, go through it with you. It'd be so much easier. I don't think I can pull it off this spring, but maybe this summer I can come for a few days, and because you could do classes right there at the golf course or in town at one of the little galleries. There's so much. I just love the classes. It's like you can make some decent money. It's fun. People feel good after they've done it, usually. I had a few groups that were a pain in my ass, but not very often. So, like I said, I just kind of go back in and add some little highlights, and little wild hairs come out here and there. And put his little eye, or her little eye in there. Then I don't even clean out my brush, because the black will, they can, but the black just kind of wipe out everything. And I just get this is a pain because of the crack, but on a flat canvas it'll be much easier to paint the beak. Okay, my beak is kind of crooked, but that's because of the crack. And then I just kind of do a quick swish for his nostril. And I tell them they can use the back of their brush for the eye if they want. Helps if you do that. So then I'm going to take my flat brush, and I just scoop some of the, you want to water down your white. So just put, because you want it to be kind of transparent. And to make sure that's dry. But so I really watered down my white, and I'm just going to kind of go over my chalk lines to kind of make them disappear. Like I said, I don't do too much detail. It's just keep it simple. Just kind of throw some swishes in there. Still a little wet. I'm gonna just switch to my little brush. I hope I can send this video. I'm gonna probably spend all this time doing this and not be able to send it. And they can take their chalk, which might help them, and just go ahead and chalk in the rim. Or engrave it like I'm doing right now because the paint's wet. But so then I just kind of I don't even necessarily make it a solid white line, so it looks a little bit more like a reflection, I guess. I had some dogs outside. I just have Max, but my daughter, for some reason, dropped off her dog today. I didn't even say anything, but, so we have 2 of them here today. And her dog is a spaz. I'm not sure what she was thinking when she got him. And kind of go over it a little bit if you need to. This past holiday season, it was insane how popular. If I would have known putting a wine glass on a snowman or a beer mug would have been such a big hit, I would have done it a long time ago. So you don't have to do this. I love to outline because I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit more. But I just water down my black, and I just do a really loose outline. That way I don't have to be perfect. I try to get away from outlining it, but I just like how it makes it pop. If it's a small class, I'll actually do it for them if they want. And just kind of... Oops, it's not dry yet. I just keep it loose. Okay, so now we gotta wait for that to dry so I can put the I really think you should do this. Like I said, it's so much fun. And it feels good because people have a good time too. I'm a little impatient. So I just use the flat brush for the glass highlight, like the reflection, and just kind of, we'll go here. Take it down. I guess you can decide how many you want. Trying to stay away from the crack, but here we go. It didn't work. Now see? And you can let that dry and go back over it too, so it's a little more defined. And then I just kind of run. Kind of fill in the glass just a little bit more. The other thing you can do, which I didn't think of, is that you use your watered down glass, or watered down white, and you can kind of make it look like she's sitting in. I should have done that first, but I guess you get the idea. So it looks like she's sitting in her martini or whatever drink it is. Just got to make sure they water it down really well, though. Not throw a big glob of white on there. Well, that kind of works, but I should have done that before I did the reflection lines. Okay, the perfectionist in me wants to go in and do details, but I'm not going to.